For me, the journey of figuring out my own gender has made me realize how much of a spectrum it is. That it's not it's not either or, male or female. I like to joke that I've become a lot more feminine since I transitioned, which is completely true. Because when I was still identifying as female, I was fighting being, because I like guys, so I was fighting being that straight girl that I never felt like I was. And so I didn't want to be feminine at all. I didn't want to be seen in that light. But after, it also helps that being a psych major, I do a lot of internal psychoanalysis. So figuring out my own gender and becoming more comfortable with it allowed me to open up a lot more and express all aspects of my personality that are male, that are female, that are in between, that are neither. I'm also a huge geek and Doctor Who nerd. So that's definitely an in-between.
Being trans is everything and not everything about me. It's the best decision I've made in my entire life, and I've made some awful decisions along the way. Before transitioning, I almost overcompensated a lot, trying to be a jerk and essentially just as masculine as possible, just to throw people off the trail. I live in such a conservative area. I mean, we all do. That's our friend group. We've pretty much surrounded ourselves with people who are okay with us, because when you reach into the other parts of the community, a lot of times you don't get that, reassurance. You get people that are, what do you mean? That's insane. Why would you ever do that? And I don't know, that's just, I feel that it's very important to me, and that's all I care about. Is I care about myself being happy. I don't care about pleasing some random person and that's sitting at home and seeing something like that's judging somebody or anything. I'm doing this for me, not for everyone else.
Thanks. For me, it's like a daily conversation with myself, trying to convince myself that no matter what other people think, I'm okay with me. And like, it comes into play in every single aspect of my life. Like, I will never be male, and I will never be female, and so I'll never fit in the world, and like no one will ever understand me, and no one will ever be able to like see that. And so like I can't even use a bathroom in the world without something happening. Like I can't use the male bathroom, I can't use the female bathroom. Like an hour ago I was getting glared at in the women's bathroom down the hallway, and like I can't even pee in peace. And it'll always be like that for me, because I'll never transition far enough to like look fully male, because I am on hormones and stuff, I'll pass the point of looking female to the point where like people will always be confused by me and never know what to say to me. And I get like 5 different pronouns on a daily basis, which is okay. So to me, a lot of it, like, surrounding myself with people that I care about and I love, like these 3 people are 3 of my best friends. But it also means to me convincing myself every day, like before I leave the house, that I have to like literally be like, I am okay with the way I look. I don't care what other people think. Or like, I look hot today, screw everybody else. Like, that's fine. And it's a weird conversation that you have to have with yourself just because of the way other people treat you. So I think a lot of what being trans means to me is learning to love myself stronger than I think a lot of people have to.
When you transition from one to the other, it's very binary and you feel like you have to do things that are male or female. And like when I was transitioning, I don't think I had it as much, but I know a lot of people who would transition male and overcompensate and be very masculine, and even if they hated sports, they would do everything they could to learn about sports because they were supposed to know. And I hate sports, and I never, never cared anything about it. I also used to be my only friend who was trans, and so it was very like, oh, so you want to be a man? Okay, well that makes sense. And the more I branched out during my transition, I met people who didn't want to be the opposite, wanted to be in between, or who wanted to be, who transitioned but then became more feminine, or the range is so wide, and I still have a hard time understanding it, because I feel very binary. I feel very male, and very, trans is not something that I identify with a lot. I am trans, and I do a lot of activism, but in my daily life, I just want to be seen as male, and being trans just isn't a big part of that for me.
There is a false binary in our culture. So that binary says that there are masculine male men, and there are feminine female women, and nothing else. Every single one of you knows at least one person that proves that that model is false. So there is more to human diversity than that model encompasses. The broadest definition of being transgender is someone who transgresses that false model.